Ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Org.
And this is Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
A newly graduated Rangru. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So folks, today we are over here on Orsha North, another replay from a monthly tournament. Two spiffy guys. Who do we have over here, Rang?
On the left-hand side in the blue, we have UUUU playing as the 11th SS with a Maverick income. On the right-hand side in red, we have ourselves pretty much Colonel Koenig playing as Task Force Butler with a Flatline income.
Well, it does look like Colonel Koenig has given himself a demotion over here, back down to Captain de Corvette. But Task Force Butler, Nordland, a little bit of new, a little bit older. How's this going to play off against each other?
Both very infantry-heavy divisions with some decent armor. And Orsha North, I mean, it's Orsha North, you can kind of play any sort of play style, but, you know, especially on the flanks, it's going to be pretty infantry-heavy. But so far, I mean, we've got M8 rushing up north, trying to get into the town, and that suicide charge killing a Puma, but not much else.
Yeah, and dropping over here against that Panzerfaust, I mean, the M8s can give you a delicious amount of firepower earlier on, but to drop an entire card in about 30 seconds, maybe not the most efficient.
Yeah, he has a lot of light armor being used right off the bat here from Colonel Koenig, and yeah, the M8's just gonna perform pretty mediocre. I do like down in like the center area, he is spamming machine guns, and it's working really well for him. He's keeping the other machine guns away.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Definitely seems like a really kind of strong opening over here in the meantime. Some light reinforcements to the south, nothing too crazy. I mean, of course, UUUU just wants to kind of get to phase B and then limp his way towards it and then crush. But I don't really know that's really the best option over here for Nordland. How can that play off against, well, Koenig? How's that going to work out?
I think it's just going to come down to good infantry play on the flanks. I mean, you have decent tanks with 11th SS. Yes, you have Panthers, but frankly, heavy tanks are just not very good on 1v1s at the moment. Especially on Orsha North, it's really just medium tanks. But hey, I forgot, they have the Ardo, and the Ardo drops lots of bombs, so...
Well, I do want to see. Yep, he levels an entire housing complex, kills one machine gun. The other guy tried to book it, and still got hit in the backblast there, so not too shabby. I didn't see where the P-38 ended up dropping his rounds.
I didn't see either. Probably on someone suspecting Germans, I would imagine.
Which seems to be the case, that's for darn sure. Some light kind of tickling happening over here, but then Schwedenzug and the Panzer Grenadiers up to the northern side. I guess that rifle squad. Definitely going to be kind of a negative for those rifles for a good chunk of time here. Not quite as powerful with lots and lots of machine guns. Not going to be helpful either to have that 184 that's also going to be engaging him as well.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good push here up north from UU. He's definitely geared up to really take his northern side. As you got like an engineer reinforcement and two M8s. Not a whole lot, but Colonel Koenig is actually getting a decent foothold into the northern town at least. That's a pretty big play if he can actually get the town under his control.
True, but you have to watch out for that Jagdpanzer, the Su-76, you know, obviously the Beutze material. Sliding on south at that Scott, I mean, I don't know how great he's going to be in engaging that.
Yeah, and especially just, I mean, UU is spamming a lot of light anti-tank guns and like anti-tank in general, but especially right now with Task Force Butler just using a lot of light vehicles, that's all he needs. It's going to work perfectly fine, I think.
True. True. I do kind of wonder if the M1919s are going to be the way to kind of limp through this, at least until B, when we're going to see the MG34s. Yes, that's right. These are MG34s from the Allies side of things. Get the F, you know, basically the French infantry here. I do kind of feel like the Mod Deuces do give a delicious amount of firepower.
Yeah, they are pretty good at those long-range firefights, but yeah, his machine guns aren't going to work too great if the Panzer Grenadiers can get close enough. Especially Panzer Grenadier MG26.
Yes.
I mean, like we talked about before, the MG26 can shoot CQC under 100 meters. So, that's pretty good. And also, 20 points for Panzerfaust, not bad.
No, not at all. And you kept saying about light anti-tank kind of evening the score here. We just saw an M8 Scott go down. We saw an M8 kind of Greyhound go down. So if it has tracks or it has wheels, at least on the American side, it is not going particularly well for them.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Koenig's in a great position, but it has like a trove. It's even Steven, so he's doing decent. I mean, of course, once you get into B phases, when things will probably turn on for him, and then he'll have a good chance of pushing the enemy back pretty hard.
True. Absolutely true. Wait, you mean for UUUU, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah, for UUU. Yeah.
Should be worth mentioning here as we wait to go over here into Phase B that there was some rather big announcements happening over this past week, and I'm not talking about your success there, sir. What happened this past week? At the 17th?
Oh yeah, Warno came out, or not came out, but announced. So yeah, I mean it's War Game 4. It's not. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's just kind of War Game 4. It's just with some Steel Division improvements. I mean, early access is going to be in January next year, so that's what I am surprised about, being able to play it so soon.
Yeah,
I thought it'd be like a March-April thing.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of the question. I'm seeing some anti-air. Yeah, there's a Flak 88 that just snuck onto the field. I didn't even see that kind of come in.
Oh yeah, but it's doing a pretty decent job. Yeah, the second P-38 is going to get a really good bombing run in.
I do wonder. Yeah, the Cavalry Scouts are going to, I think, get a Zook off here. And Skadoosh. It's up. It's good.
Skadoosh. Good snipe here.
Yeah.
The Pioneer's going to come in and get their vengeance.
Yeah, and and I constantly belabor the fact that I wish there were more grease guns here. I mean, the Cavalry Scouts one of the few units over here that does get them.
Mm-hmm.
And regrettably, Gebote beat grease guns pretty easily, so well done there.
Yeah, and yeah, so far, I mean, UU is doing a pretty good position up north. He's got that 13-11. He's gearing himself up for a pretty explosive B phase, it seems. I mean, if he can retake a little bit of the northern center, which he's lost, all he needs to do is kill 2 riflemen squads. He'll actually get a +2 point advantage.
And I think he's going to get them pretty easily, actually. You can see right now we have 2 squads of Pioneers to the northern flank, and a third one over here into that town. I think the one that gets down to the town, that's going. Oh no, he's not even waiting. That 231's going to be more than enough. Yeah, because again, the rifles over here do not have any anti-tank, and that's a bit of a hassle over here for the Task Force Butler.
Yeah, especially against Nordland, who has a lot of those very nice early game armored recon units, like those 2-3 runs, another Ardo bomb and run, and kaboosh!
Exactly. So there we go. That's going to be a -2 or +2, depending on how optimistic or pessimistic you're feeling. And that's just in time to actually have the P ground kind of hit the town too. So works out rather well for him.
Yeah, really good timing. I mean, those Ardos, I really forgot just how bloody deadly they are.
You know, that's the funny thing. If you drop out 1,000 kilograms of a high explosive, no more forget the no man, no problem. No more neighborhood, no problem. So it's oh wow, engineers to the north picked up 2 almost perfectly fresh Pioneer squads. That is the power of just all of the HE.
Yeah. Yeah, and Koenig is really just holding on for dear life up north in the forest. And he's doing a pretty good job because there's not a whole lot of CQC troops here from UUU. He's been a bit more focused in trying to retake that northern center.
I don't know if Koenig has really got the legs for that, though. I really don't think he does. I mean, yes, all well and good, he can pick up some of this infantry. He's going to at least bring it back down to a -1 as opposed to the -2. But Pioneers are still there. There's another Jagdpanzer coming on in as well. And yes, the Sherman is in play, but the Sherman can't get anywhere close to that force without getting pinged off, and he can't really go north or south for the same reason.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to Koenig using his armor assets pretty wisely here, because, yeah, his infantry doesn't have any anti-tank, and just these basic lightly armored German vehicles would be enough to keep anything at bay.
What I'm noticing over here as well is we actually have this battery of machine guns, about a platoon's worth, legitimately, right by the IG-33. They picked up a Mod Deuce in the southern central town, and 231 moving in as well. We might be seeing ourselves some more aggression in this south central position.
Yeah, that'd be a really good play. I mean, as you can see with our God Vision, there's really not much here, so a few, Panzer Grenadiers rusting into the town, backed in fire support, and you got yourself a blue town, baby.
Yes, you do. Jagdpanzer to the north does go down. I think that was the M10 picking it off. We haven't talked too much about that M10. See, that's the P38 goes in after the other one. Oh no, he's going after the infantry. Excuse me. But the M10 been a very, very valuable player over here, kind of keeping things more or less contained in that northern position. At least stemming the bleeding, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it is a pretty important unit. It's one of the few heavy anti-tank units you have available for Task Force Butler, and even then it's not that heavy, but you just have to make do with what you got.
I am kind of impressed by the level of investment in the P38s, because those guys are not inexpensive.
No, they are not. He's been bombing them to hell and back, but it's been working out pretty effectively, knocking out 2-3-1 there. And especially with the lack of powerful ground assets, you do need to make up for that with your air asset.
Yeah, I don't know if the same level of success is going to happen here as we have the Stug coming in. I mean, if we saw earlier on in the deck, we have a card of 12 SDKFZ 259s that are just going to be just delicious firepower. We can see one of those coming in right now to the northern side, because we are into Phase B, so look for the floodgates to open.
Yeah, and speaking of the floodgates, UUUU is making a great push down south into the town, knocking out the machine gun team. Really just an engineer to hold the rest of that town, and yeah, this is going to be a great play. I mean, he's already at a 16-8, he can pick up a 17-7, which would be pretty nuts.
I don't know that he's going to get that, because the Marquis Sards, there's a Sherman coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't rotate the M8 Scott around, but okay, Schwed and Zug in the meantime makes him pick up the engineers in time. At least he should.
2-3-1 coming in. That's one of the real big problems with using the Scott is you don't have any heat or AP ammunition compared to like the 2-3-1. So it is pretty good in the infantry fire support role, and you do have a 50 cal, but when you run into any armored assets, you're completely and utterly buggered.
You know, I kind of like something that just happened here. The 231, so the Schwedenzug came in, saw the infantry, 231 came in and drew fire. So he actually took the HE, which I think was a really, really, I don't know if that was an intentional choice. If it was, brilliant idea.
Yeah, he tanked the shot, so to speak.
Teeny tiny little thing that if it was intentional, brilliant.
Well,
checking back into the north real quick, we are seeing the recon material doing its own level of work. Doesn't see a whole lot, but that thing is more just a deterrent than an actual kind of seizure kind of weapons platform.
Yeah, it's a very ballsy maneuver placing it, yeah, but he knows, or I'm guessing he's betting the enemy doesn't have much infantry anti-tank, so I mean, he can sit here and just shoot any rifleman who dares get into his line of fire.
Well, and hey, he wants to bring a Sherman up there? Fine. You've just pulled a valuable piece of equipment really far off the beaten path to keep what? One flag? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Worth mentioning, there has been an 81mm stovepipe from the Allies starting to engage the support weapons over here on the Axis side of the map. That said, is there something down below too? No, I see an artillery commander, but not a lot of arty. No arty party.
No, we're all seeing a lot of these Marquis Sards. I do love these infantry units. They're very unique. You know, great unit size. You've got the Molotovs, you've got a bit of CQC, and even got the Raider trait too. They are not bad for 25 points at all.
No, and they're really, really good close-in fighters. I mean, having the 3 Stens is a great, great boon on those sub 150, 100 kind of meter engagements. P30 come back into the north. Okay, yeah, big deal.
Yeah. Down south, yeah, the Stern Pioneers gonna get in hot and heavy. Gonna be sharing some drinks with the Marquis Sarge.
I think that's a good
spicy
thing. I think it's a very good thing, though.
Yeah, cultural exchange.
Exactly. That said, one thing that is a problem always for the Storm Pioneer is that flame comes in immediately and it's fantastic, and then you have to wait 30 years to pull another tank on and get restarted.
Yeah, and yeah, just good use of the Marquis Sarge overwhelming the Stern Pioneer here. And Koenig is pushing in as well. Oh yeah, he's got the Commando de Freak. There's so much fun infantry with Task Force Butler, a lot of flavour. But UUUU is pretty well dug in here. And if he can keep us at long range, those MGs can do a pretty good work. Heck, even the IG-33 actually has line of sight. There we go.
Well, also we're gonna see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so OSS leader's gonna come in. He's gonna run afoul at 231.
Oh!
That is not good. That is not good at all.
Jumping out. Doesn't have any anti-tank. He's just gonna run. Pop a smoke. Pop a smoke.
Yeah, do something. Anything. And he's not going to. He's not going to get it in time. He's not going to get it in time. That's actually a big loss right there. It's a very big loss right there.
Oh, another Ardo bombing run in the center. God damn. If we're looking at the northern center, UUU's meant to push into the opposing hill. Now that is a rare sight.
It certainly is. Actually, I don't know what happened to the M10. I can tell you that MG34 just to the south from the Ardo almost got hammered by his own bombs.
Yeah. Good thing the 50 cals there to keep him pinned, but UU is definitely making the most out of his B phase. He is taking an immense amount of territory. I mean, Colonel Koenig is pushing quite a bit up north. He's bringing a lot of reinforcements, but he hasn't managed to make much headway.
We know he is making headways down the south. We'll take a look at that in just a second as another Ardo comes on in. 234 drops. I wouldn't be surprised the Commando d'Afrique goes down. No, okay, the Marquis SARS did, though. Wow. But we haven't talked about the southern tip of this map, and you can see right now, but decent push by Task Force Butler.
Yeah,
not perfect, but decent.
No, he's got the cavalry scout at least, so he does have some anti-tank now if that Puma does decide to pop his head out. But yeah, I do like he does have the leader nearby. I mean, he's using infantry platoon tactics, which is something we've been starting to harp on about now, because it definitely, if you keep your units bunched together, they actually work a bit better, surprisingly.
Yeah, oh, there's the AT, takes out the Puma, and that's a big loss on the front line.
Yeah, this is... I mean, I don't think Colonel Koenig is going to make great progress down south here, but it's some progress at least. I mean, the infantry and the rest of the hill are getting a little bit pinned down by the Panzer Grenadiers dug in.
Well, here's the... Oh, no, so that was under the Ardo, but no, Focke-Wulf coming in. Kills the cavalry scouts, and that's the important one right there. Add in the fact that we had 3 more squads of MG34 P-Grams coming in. And with the Sturmpires should be able to hold out just long enough for them to get in.
Oh, that 2-3 run really killed a Sherman.
Nah.
If he kills a Sherman, I would be very impressed.
He's not sitting in defilade, though. He's going to be seen immediately, and he's going to get popped, and those stabilizers on the move.
Oh yeah, never underestimate stabilizers.
Actually, you know where's a perfect auto run? Northern side Sturm Pioneer that just went down. I would drop a single bomb there, and I wipe out an entire company of Allied troops. So, not for nothing. That's exactly what I'd be aiming.
Oh yeah, northern side, it's not looking good here for you at all. It's really just that one stuck, but I mean, it's gonna come down to the Commando d'Afrique to actually do anything against that tank.
Tank? I mean, I'm nitpicky right now, but I think it's that time of year. The assault gun, sure, but...
It's actually a tank destroyer, thank you.
Oh my god, really? Do you think my pocket protector, was that showing just now that we had to do that garbage? I mean, we can go there.
The Germans redesignated to a tank destroyer in 1942 once they designated it with a long-barreled gun, okay?
I can feel the allergies kicking in from here.
Sorry, I just had to take a breath from my inhaler.
So P-38 are trying to go getting chased after by the Focke-Wulf, but the Hellcat actually, as well, do not want to tangle with that punk.
I was looking for a Hellcat on the ground, but I forgot they have the airplane Hellcat.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Give them hell.
As you certainly have just as much firepower, I would argue, as a Spitty a little bit earlier in the war. So.
Well, 88 coming in to help out if he can actually hit anything.
Which, of course, you can't. But and you know what? A head-to-head. That sounds like a good trick. And they both go away trailing smoke.
Yeah. This is actually a pretty climactic dogfight. I mean, there's a bunch of cool stuff happening on the ground, but it's all about a dogfight right here, guys.
Oh, yeah, the Flyboys, man. And the Hellcat... Oh, no, he stopped microing. He stopped microing. Oh, no, and the Hellcat's going to die.
He's going to be on your 6? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Checkmate to the north. Peak-Grand MG34s, Marquis SARS going heavy here, but, and actually, I think, well, they get no, they're not going to get a surrender, I don't think. But it's 18-6. When we weren't looking, UUUU started grabbing territory like it was his job, and let's be fair, right now, it is his job.
Yeah, and this is I mean, this is a great Maverick play. He's going to go into C phase, essentially already run the game. So he is in a very comfortable spot.
And let's be fair here, too. Rallies, not the guys I really want to turn towards immediately, but I understand at the same time, too, you really don't have a lot of choice. You're not spoiled for choice with Task Force Butler.
Yeah, what really screwed him over, I think, was the lack of infantry anti-tank.
Yes.
I mean, just those few light armored vehicles completely pounded anything, and he didn't have the Scots couldn't really help out all that well. I think he needed probably some more Shermans earlier on for something a bit more stable in the armor department. As we saw as well, the M8 Greyhound, those guys just kind of rusted up and died immediately.
Yeah, looking back at the deck, I feel like maybe not going for the command Shermans in A would be a little better to just lose the officer leadership and just try to get more units on the field. And let's be fair, maybe let's not do Flatline. I feel like Flatline has kind of come and gone, and I don't think Task Force Butler works well with that.
No, I think... I don't know, right, what Koenig, if you're watching this video, tell us why you went Flatline. Is it for the meme potential? If it's for the meme potential, I respect you.
Well, that's certainly what happened. That was a prognosis. He had a heartbeat, but then it kind of flatlined.
Yeah, especially once you hit B phase, jeez.
Yes, it did. The Ardo over here, one Ardo killed 4 guys. Well done, sir. Other than that, again, shorter match, so not getting the same opportunities to have the big booms cause big casualties.
Yeah, and 11th success is, apart from the Ardo, it's not like many crazy super units, so to speak. The infantry is, for the most part, pretty mediocre, but they get a lot of it and it's cheap. So it's actually a really good infantry division because it's all about infantry spam, gentlemen and ladies.
And yeah, everyone else besides. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Any final thoughts about Task Force Butler or Nordland?
No, good match and really good, Maverick player. UUUU for you.
Exactly. I wish we could have seen more Panthers in there, but I understand they weren't necessary. So.
No.
Well, folks, perhaps next time we'll see some Panthers. But for right now, what I will say is we're going to see the both of us leave. So until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.